It's Saturday morning,
and we're about to attend the memorial service planned by the 13th Air Force.
You know, the greatest generation is the one that raised us, not us. We all brag on us. Remember, there were some others. Thank you.
Well, we can have a moment here while a couple others of you perhaps wish to say a few words. The tie I'm wearing is significant, and I'll come back to you. A lot of us got to go on the honor flights. Please raise your hand if you've been on the honor flights. Okay. Thank you. I think this is the beginning. Of course, you know the problem with history. There's always a couple of versions. But near where I live, in a place called Springfield, Ohio, there were some physician's assistants that wanted to honor World War II veterans by taking them to Washington, D.C. to view the World War Memorial. I got to go on one of those early trips. At first, they would use a small four-place plane, Cessna, and the rule was they had to have two pilots, so there was only room for two. Well, there's a lot of demand, and if you can only do two at a time, it's going to take an awful long time. So then they expanded and found more friends and more donors and more helpers, so that by the time I got to go a couple of years later, they were able to fly us to Baltimore on a bus. I'll never forget. So I'm in Baltimore, and I'm rushing over to the counter to get a cup of coffee and a roll. Oh no, the guy said, you can't do that. I have to pay for that. I have forgotten what the name of the people who assisted were called. Guardians, yeah, I needed one too. So anyway, then when I went to the World War II Memorial, across the back are 4,000 gold stars. Each one is how many that passed away? 10,000? Okay. Yeah. So anyway, whenever I see the stars on my tie, it reminds me of the people who sacrificed that incredible number. Okay, somebody else.
I am on the board of directors of the Oklahoma Honor Flights, and anybody that wants to go to your state, and it's State Honor Flights, like Indiana State Honor Flights, get the S on there. There's applications in there. Go to Washington for a guardian, a veteran. If you want to donate money, anything you want to do with the organization, you can do it. I'll tell you, it's a wonderful thing. It's the most organized outfit I have ever been on. They take care of you. They have doctors and nurses on board. In Oklahoma, we pay for the hotel for the night before and the night to get back, because a lot of guys are pounds around. It doesn't cost them a dime. Nothing on this flight costs them anything. So if you want to go to your state and say honor flights, there's applications there. I am 100% for that. You cannot go on a second one. I'll try.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Betty Creeder. My dad, John Wright, was in the 307. And I have a little memorial story to tell you. It was my privilege to, we're from Baltimore. It was my privilege to go with my dad to the World War II Memorial when they had the groundbreaking ceremony. It was once again my privilege to go with my dad when they had the dedication ceremony for the World War II Memorial. And then last year, as the 307th was having their reunion in Baltimore, Dad wanted to go back. So it was my privilege to arrange to take the members of the 307th to the memorial so they could walk around and tell stories to share with their families. But a real quick story, and I just love this. We have some wonderful pictures of the guys under the arch for the Pacific at the memorial. And we had all the guys there in their wheelchairs and walkers, and those that could stand were there. And people were trying to push through. And they're going, excuse me, we won't get through. And I turned around to this group of people and I said, look, they're 90, they won the war, we're taking the picture. My dad looks at me and goes, Betty, I'm 86.
I would like to remember the two remaining members of my crew. Pilot, Remy, who is in California, 93 years old, and our nose gunner, Jerry Bryson, in Edgeville, is 94. And they would both like to be here, but unable to make it. Thank you.
I'm Barbara Shepard, and I'd like to remember my brother who was killed in Korea, Lieutenant Alan Worthley, and my Uncle Blaine, who is now 96 and was gone for 4 years, from 41 to 45, on all of the islands in the South Pacific. And I finally talked his family into taking him on an honor flight, and they're so grateful I did.
I just want to remember my dad's crew. The last two remaining people is the pilot, Art White Leader, and Murray Potter, who was very close to my dad. Those are the only two left from his crew. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Walt Pearson as well. And Walt, he wanted to be here so bad. He called me, and I told him that we were filming everything, so we're going to send him a copy of everything that we did so he can see everything. So, thank you very much.
All right, one other thing we could, well, there's several, but